this world was.
It feel like Miami.
Miami, 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 Miami.
It feel like Miami.
You know, I didn't think this bit out because I can't hear the music and I don't have headphones on. So I have no idea if the music's playing. I had this whole bit on how, the Heat are finally, they have spacing, astronaut space. And I can't hear the music. I can't hear Lou. My headphones are here. I can't. Welcome to the Heat Beat post-game show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas. This is brought to you by Robin Hood. With me today, we got Saucy Take, Coach Lou, and truly a half-cooked bit. In my head, this was so funny. Lou, hi.
First of all, hi. G is literally high, I guess. What's going on, everybody? The Heat win. Heat win.
That was such a good idea in my head.
It was hilarious when you put the face mask back over and then you could barely hear you. It was really funny.
In my head, I had the pod audience is going to have no idea what just happened. None. And for the stream audience, they just were probably like, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I did a heat check. I totally had a heat check for content. Why do I chat's asking a great question. Why do I own an astronaut helmet?
G's working on Starlink.
I gotta be honest with you. You don't gotta know. Heat win. They score a gajillion points against the Lakers, who did not break 100. Truly, Lou, I've never seen an effort like that in my life. Clearly, the Lakers were enjoying Art Week, even though there's not. It's fucking Wednesday. There's not that many events on a Tuesday for Miami Art Week. I don't even know if we could blame that. What are the all-time bad performances by the Lakers here?
I have no idea what I just watched. You know what I felt like I watched? I watched one team thinking it was an all-star game and playing not a lick of defense, and the other team was sweating their life away. Like, it just made no sense. I've never seen a team through my fucking, I think now I've been watching basketball for like 22 years. I've never seen a team fucking give up or not try the way that they just tried. Like, that shit was fucking awful.
It was some of the defensive effort. It just felt like the Lakers were actively protesting JJ Redick, their coach. I couldn't believe what we were watching this evening. It was a magical existence where the Lakers just truly did not give a single fuck about what was happening on the court. I've never seen anything like that.
Somebody said Lakers played peak LA Fitness basketball. I like it. That's exactly what it looked like.
I mean, it was truly, somebody said the Lakers played like it was a minimum wage 9 to 5. Chat says JJ Redick wanted that space helmet to hide himself.
I don't even know what I watched. G. Like, I have, realistically, how many fucking things are we going to take away from today?
We can take away a few things. I think we could kind of talk about that as the show goes on. I would like to laugh at the Lakers a little bit.
Oh, please continue.
Before we get there, because it's pretty offensive that Dragic and Bam got hurt and that team was able to win a title, because we would think about, I mean, look at this effort. Look at this. What's going? Duncan Robinson's just so shocked at how unguarded he is. Does anybody move on that rotation? So Duncan, like, what are the Lakers doing? Look, Tyler Herro open. The guy who's been smoking you all game, all quarter, just wide open. Just Rui's the only guy who attempts a contest.
I'm sitting everybody down after that. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn anymore. I'm putting in the G League guys. Dude. What the fuck was that? Like, I sat there and it got to a point that I wanted to turn the game off because I felt like there was nothing of value for me to gain. That's how bad the Lakers are. They're a fucking shit show. It's crazy. They're 12-10.
They have they're a technically better team on paper by the record.
Yeah, even I was going to say not even on paper, by the record, they're a better team, and they got, I don't know what happened today. Bronny didn't get a minute. He probably should have played considering the way that team was looking. But no, first father-son duo playing in the G League. Oh my fucking goodness.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Lou, let's talk about the stuff that did work today, because there are a couple things that I thought, well, I don't think that shooting is replicable, and I think I agree with you that, like, trying to take a lot from this game, probably not super helpful long term, but there are a couple things that worked out for them. And I think it was getting Jimmy into the middle of the floor, because I think his passing ability from there, because he's such a threat as a pull-up shooter, as a guy who can get to the basket, as a guy who's threatening to get fouled, is just pretty special. And I thought Miami did a lot of that, whether it be off short roll passes, getting Jimmy slipping into space, coming off the pick and roll, whether it was Herro or another guy initiating. It was him as a creator, kind of getting to that middle of the floor, kind of doing a little bit of a Kyle Lowry, kind of waiting a second to see what the defense jumps at, and then making plays. I thought he was pretty, I think the first half was really the Jimmy Butler show, and then the second half, the Tyler Herro show. Jimmy finished with 17, 9, and 5, which really kind of undersells his stat line. I thought he was absolutely incredible today on both ends of the floor. Was a plus, I think a plus 26 is pretty funny because everybody was plus a million. But I thought in that first half, when that game was a little bit more competitive, he was the engine that got Miami going. And then once Herro found a way, he was cooking.
No, yeah, Jimmy controlled everything from the onset today, particularly in that first half. He controlled a lot of the things, like you said, from the middle of the floor, but particularly like his activity was good. Like he was cutting, like we were doing things that, didn't allow the Lakers' lackluster effort to go unnoticed. I will say that. So that's, a credit to us. Jimmy did his thing, and just in general, the whole starters, like everybody's net rating in this game is just going to go up, But all 5 starters had, like Frankie's saying, all 5 starters had 3+ assists. Like it was a nice show of, what this team can do. Now, granted, again, I don't know how good the defense was. I don't know how much of that plays into it. My guess is a lot, because, our starters, just our starters, almost tripled. Actually, they did. They tripled the 3-pointers made that the Lakers made. Just our starters. Tyler damn near doubled it. The Lakers made 5 threes. Tyler made 9. And just Jimmy controlled the entire, everything that was happening. His offensive rebounding was good. His activity on the glass was good. His defensive activity was good. Like, it honestly, I felt like the Heat were going to win this game. Literally from the jump, the way that they came out and they started playing, and the way that the other team was playing, it just felt like it was going to be, you know, I felt like it was going to be a good
Uncompetitive.
half. Yeah, but the second half just, oh my fucking goodness, I don't know what that was in the second half.
LeBron got his stats, and I thought really had a no-show in the second half, really, from an effort standpoint. I think Miami, actually, what we can really take away from this is they were really assertive and clinical in attacking the Lakers' soft spots. And I think the Lakers, by the way, and I know that JJ has kind of had mixed results in LA. I kind of thought the way that they defended Hero was pretty insane. I mean, the going under screens, giving him space off pick and roll. I think, like, for sure, you just gotta like be aggressive, play up on him. I just think, a guy hits 7 threes or 8 threes or whatever it was in the quarter. You gotta try to be a little physical. Go over a screen. Do
They,
something.
I was just gonna say, G, like I don't think I remember a screen. Like I don't think I remember the Lakers going over a single screen in that
They
in
did,
that
and it was
entire
crazy.
game. It felt like
Lou, I was like, are we gonna like literally like, I don't know, man, somebody play at the level or something. You know what I
they
mean?
weren't. Yeah, they were playing drop coverage with nobody going over the screen. That's literally the worst defensive coverage. That
When a
essentially
guy
just
is
means the guy's
flying
open.
you off pull-ups.
Yeah, and just even catch and shoots, like their rotations, like some of the ball movement Miami had was good, but I genuinely have zero idea how much of it was, oh, we just executed to a, to this clip. Like we had a 141 offensive rating today. That is 99th percentile. That's ridiculous. Like that's genuinely absolutely ridiculous. In the half court, we were at 126. That's even more ridiculous. Like these things are baffling. So I just don't know how much of this was our ability. Like we made shots today. Tyler made some tough shots, particularly in that third quarter. He hit 7 fucking threes in that third quarter. It was ridiculous. But I don't know how much of this was like, damn, the Heat really executed versus how much of it was, damn, the Lakers are really playing bad defense and the shots are falling today. Last game they shot 8 for 35. Today they shot over 50%, made 24 3-pointers. Like, water reached this level. But still, it's a lot easier for that to be the case when I don't know how many. We took 47 threes. I think maybe 4 of them were contested. Maybe.
I mean, Kevin, Zaddy hit a bunch. They just got open look after open look, and in the first half, I'm like, man, the ball's moving, and then the second half rolls around, and I'm thinking exactly what you did. I'm like, is this a Lakers just? What are they doing? Like, how much can we actually extrapolate from this? And I do want to be happy because, listen,
We
frying
won.
LeBron in Miami is always fucking fun. I don't think anybody. I mean, the fact that we're playing a match against LeBron James and he's just kind of an afterthought says a lot of just how much time has passed since he left. About the state of who he is nowadays. I mean, he had a good game, right? Like on paper.
He got whatever
But,
he wanted offensively. Like, let's be honest.
yeah, I mean, I don't think he had much of a defensive effort, but
No, defensively he was absolutely putrid.
Yeah,
But on
he was
offense,
just-
he did whatever the fuck he wanted.
on defense. And I gotta be honest with you, if there's anybody on planet Earth who's just allowed to mail it in on defense, I think he's earned it. I think LeBron James at age 50, whatever the fuck he is, at 39, has earned. You know what? I am absolutely not going to close out right there. I'm sorry. He'll do it. He'll do it when it counts. In game, I don't even think it's been 20 games yet. He's not doing that.
Not today.
I
Not
just saw
today.
the most out of pocket joke in chat. Nobody put it up. Holy shit. Y'all are crazy.
Is it the Joel Anthony score today?
No, that one was funny. It was a different one.
Okay.
Oh my God. You know who you are in chat. God. If you're not watching on Twitch live, if you're a pod listener, or if you're a YouTube listener, join on Twitch. It's really fun. I think the community here is sometimes out of pocket, like D Sizzle, and other times really fun and great. Yeah, I think everyone's seeing that. My goodness gracious. So join us live. Yeah, Lou. I mean, it was just an absolute. It was a slaughtering. Um, Tyler had. You know what's crazy? Is that even is his best game? Probably not. Certainly one of them.
What, Tyler's?
Yeah.
No, he had a 38-point game. That was the best quarter of his career. He
What did
hit
he have? 7 or 8 threes in the
he
quarter.
hit 7 threes in the corner. In the quarter, finished 9 of 16. I think he was 2 for 8 in the first half. So the 3-pointer wasn't falling. But particularly in that third quarter, he was hitting them. Like at first they weren't contesting him, and then he got hot, and then they kind of contested him. I think the biggest takeaway is honestly, like, Tyler now has the range where it stretches out the defense even more, and in theory, it should allow more space because he was pulling some of these like 30 feet. I was like, holy, that's a different
That's
level
confidence. That's like you're in the.
and they were
you're
going in
feeling it.
consistently too. Like, it wasn't just like he was pulling them just to pull them.
No,
like,
I mean he was.
They were dropping, and it really felt like
I've actually been
Lakers
proud of
gave up.
Tyler this season because I think that like they, there are times that he has it really going and he's not taking the dumb heat check shot. He's actually like, hey, if they're sending 2 at the ball, I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna look for a better shot, things like that. And I mean today was just kind of like, yeah, what you're saying, like they're dropping. I mean, so you're gonna drop, you're not going over. Okay, pull up.
16 threes attempted in a game is ridiculous. And I fucking
Good.
love it. I
Good.
love it. I love it so
I
damn
want him
bad.
at 10 minimum. And I know I think he's at 11 or 12 for the season. And I'll double check right now, but that's what I want out of him. I think he's a guy that absolutely could do that. And Frankie just put up Tyler Herro went 6 for 8 from 3 against the Pistons in the fourth quarter, 40-point game. NBA Cup # Spo failed him. Tyler is taking 10 threes a game, 9.9. So he's at 10 threes a game, which is what I want him at. I mean, I think that's what he has to be at. I think that's a formula for him. He's, Eric Reed said the other day, Tyler Herro is going to be an all-star. I don't know if he is going to be an all-star. He's certainly going to be in conversations, and this may be his best chance. Given the season he's at, or maybe not. Maybe he has another gear to reach as a scorer. But, certainly I think he deserves it. Certainly I'm really proud of him. I didn't think that he'd ever be this player. And I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I just, I really do think that for all that I think it's fair. For all that we've said on this podcast, including myself, about they got to trade him, his ceiling, blah, 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 blah. The apology has to be as loud as the criticism. And I will say it until you're sick in the face. What he's doing this season is spectacular. He's 25 years old, has gotten better, and he's gotten to a point that I didn't think he'd get. And he's, going to be eligible for an all-star game. He's going to be the Heat player that most deserves it. And, hey, if they stick around the playoff picture, he's certainly going to get that nod. He may get rewarded by coaches for his play because I think that coaches see they're not empty numbers. He, when he has these kinds of performances, they're helping his team win. He's not looting in a riot. They're like, he's contributing to their success. And I just think that's so huge.
Yeah, he's so counting today's game, he's 5th in the NBA in 3-pointers allowed. I mean, attempted per game, sorry. Maybe even allowed, but we're focusing on the good. No, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, he's 5th in 3-pointers attempted. He's over 10 now. Like, his splits are even with that bad stretch that he had, they're 47, 42, 86 splits, averaging, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a little bit under a steal a game. Like, Tyler has stepped up this season and done literally almost everything we've asked of him. It's been really impressive, just the way his like shot breakdown has been and the way his shot chart is flowing this season. It's literally everything, at least everything I've wanted from him, just so this efficiency can be that much better and he can then contribute to winning basketball more than he has before. And he's done that, man. Like, Tyler Herro, shouts out to you, bro. Now the next one we got to get on that train is Mr. Adebayo.
Which had a, kind of had a game today. I think that he is building on, you know, the kind of the end of that game. He had 14, 10, and 7, 6
Mhm.
for 8 from the field, which is really the important part. I think that Tyler had it going, and that's fine. But the 6 for 8 is a huge part. I mean, the fact that he was finishing, dunking, ending points, got almost another triple double, 7 assists, huge. For Bam, real quick, Lou, for on Tyler, what do you make of bro? The Heat are better when Hero's off the floor. So when Hero's on the floor, the Heat are minus 2.3 net rating. Their offense is about 114. Their defense is 116. When he's off the floor, the Heat are plus 9.5 per 100 possessions. Their offensive rating goes to about 111.5. So about like they're at 114. So a little bit of a drop. The defense gets better by 6 points. Uh, they're by 5 points. They're at 102
Mhm.
net defensive rating as opposed to 116. So defense certainly gets a lot better when he's off the floor. The Heat are just cumulatively better when he's off the floor by a significant margin. What do you make of that?
Um,
Do you think that's just noise? Now, Tyler's played
so
668 minutes on, and he's been off the floor for 254 minutes. So, not this giant sample, but it's what we have early in the season.
yeah. So the offense has been better with him on the floor. The defense hasn't. That shouldn't be a shocker. Also, I think it has more to do with some of the lineups that he's being put out there with. Like in particular, a lot of those minutes came early in the season when that lineup of him, Terry, with their first starters, him, Terry, Jimmy, Nico, and Bam, that really didn't work. It's just been the offense has been very reliant on Tyler, and I don't think we can just get pure on off numbers and be like, okay, the team is better without him because the stats tell us this. You also have to take into conjunction who he's on the floor with
They're
and how
barely
these.
plus, by the
Yeah,
way, if you take out Rozier and Jovic. So, Hero, Jimmy, Bam with Rozier and Jovic off to 118 minutes, and they're plus 3.7 per 100 possessions. So, it's a little bit, not a lot.
yeah, and he's not. I don't think this is entirely on Tyler, whether he's been bad or like the team being worse with him on the floor. I don't think it's on him. I think a lot of it has been, again, just the lineups around him. G, like I don't think that they've complemented the players that they have on the floor, and like Spo hasn't made the best starting decisions today. I'm pretty sure that's going to be, that number is going to skyrocket, and Tyler's going to be, his net rating. If we look at that tomorrow, things are going to change because it's still so fluid, and
Yeah.
it's, they really haven't played. They're a quarter of the season down, but still, it's only like 25%. So, there's only so much we can take away from that. But I do think he's still been effective. The offense tells us so. The defense tells us he hasn't been, and in large part is like just look at when you take Tyler out. Typically, the people who are coming in for him, recently it's been Larson, it's been Jaime. Typically it means that you're having a little bit more length and versatility on defense. Yeah, the defense is going to be better. The offense has been worse because he's also playing against starters. Like I think a lot of it has to do, it's a lot of things intertwined. I don't think it's just that simple of like the Heat are still better with him off the floor. Like they were better with him on the floor last year. They were better with him on the floor 2 years ago. Like it is what it is.
I just think it's interesting, and I
Yeah,
think like
super.
especially when I just said like he contributes to winning. I still believe that. I just think that the statistics kind of paint a different story, and I have discredited players in the past for that. I want to be fair too for our own guys. Like Jimmy without Tyler is really positive. Tyler without Jimmy is negative. Jimmy and Tyler together is also negative. Jimmy and Tyler off is positive. So it's like kind of just seeing how Tyler just brings lineup data down. And there's a lot of factors in that. And I think that we'll get a bigger picture probably around February when All Star kind of gets decided and all that, because he will certainly be a reserve if he does make it in. So we'll have a bigger picture, but certainly something to kind of keep an eye out. and watch for. I mean, Jimmy's lineup data has always kind of been the great floor raiser. And again, even this year, they're minus with him off, not by a lot. They're plus with him on by a little bit. And that's just always kind of the case. Tyler's just not kind of been that guy. Bam kind of the same. Honestly, they're plus with Bam on and off today. It's kind of interesting. So we have that. Lou, what'd you think of Miami's defense today? Because it's kind of like the Lakers get 93 points. As we kind of said earlier, LeBron got a little bit, kind of got what he wanted. Kept him off the free throw line, which I think is like pretty good. I mean, the Lakers as a team took 19 free throws, which I don't know. It's just like Davis only had 4, LeBron had 4, like Gabe Vincent got a pair, like, you know, some of them were in garbage time. I just thought it was like a really good effort by Miami I think that's kind of the Lakers' lifeblood. I think that they did a good job in rotation. Kind of Bam, I thought had one of his better defensive games in a long time today. I think Davis, who's been really good, kind of holding him to 3 for 14 shooting. Important. I really thought they got into space. I thought they were physical with him. I kind of thought he saw a lot of different looks. Quite happy with their defensive effort today.
Yeah, happy is the word. They were funneling a lot towards the paint, and they were doing a good job of contesting at the rim today. The Lakers got to the rim often, but couldn't convert. And I think what really helped the defense was they were also rebounding really well, like the Heat were. So, you know, a lot of these things, again, is attached to like effort from the other side, but just through like a, you know, one-sided lens, like, yeah, Miami did their job. You know, LeBron was really the only one who did his thing offensively against us. I do think Bam did a great job on Anthony Davis. I think Kevin Love did a very good job on Anthony Davis. And I just think in general, like containing the ball handler was something that was so much better today. And, you know, we were the team that wanted it more today. And that's ultimately like we're 10-10. We're a 500 team. Like we are the definition of mid right now. Like literally doesn't get more mid than 500. With all that being said, you know, if we want to help ourselves in the future, we have to be the team that plays with more effort. We saw that today. And, you know, that's sometimes not the case. We just have to see, you know, next game, I believe it's Friday. We got to see what we do on Friday, man. I'm not taking too much away from this one because if we remember the previous game, it was really bad. But a win is a win. 500, perfectly mid. Perfectly mid.
We're back to 500 after what felt like a really awful night against Boston. They have Phoenix coming up on Saturday. Kevin Durant will not play in that game. He's getting reevaluated after an ankle injury. And the Suns certainly will be in the middle of Miami Art Week. Hopefully it claims yet another victim. By the way, shout out to Jimmy Butler, who's opening his first brick and mortar Big Face Coffee location in Design District. So if you're local in Miami, make sure to check that out. As somebody who really loves coffee, that's probably like one of my favorite brands. I think the beans are really great. The roasting, I've had his pop-up coffee as well, and it's pretty fantastic. The specialty lattes are really good. So make sure to check it out. Just quick shout out to Jimmy. That's not sponsored. That's just personal testimony from somebody who really, really likes his coffee. So that'll be in Design District, and I believe it's opening on Friday. So make sure to check that out.
That's why the Heat didn't play Friday. I got you.
Well, they play Saturday.
We know where Jimmy's gonna be.
He better be there. I want to go. I really want to go.
Do we play the Saturday game away?
They're home.
That's yeah.
Our
Jimmy's
Basil,
gonna be there.
Our Basil will claim. I mean, I imagine he'll be there. I mean, he typically goes to the pop-ups, at least for a little bit. I don't know if he'll be there all day, but certainly he'll be there at some point in the day. I mean, he's pretty hands-on with the coffee thing. So it's going to be on 40th Northeast 40th Street. So
40 for 40.
40 for 40. Shout out to Udonis.
That's why he did it.
Lou, it's about that time that we bring back a segment that we've been doing lately. It's been a fun segment. You and Frankie debuted it. And I think we're coming back to the Robin Hood, bearish or bullish, brought to you by Robin Hood, our newest sponsor. Lou, I'm gonna ask you a series of Heat-related topics, and you're gonna tell me if you're bearish or you're bullish on these topics. You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Tyler Herro's All-Star bid.
Ooh.
Do we have music? Like
Dun, 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 dun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish. Do it again.
I'm bullish too.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish. Let's go.
I'm bullish. I want him to make it. I think he deserves it. We had kind of already had this conversation earlier. Say hi to Twitter. Hi Twitter. This is going to Twitter. He's just been he's having his best season. He's contributing to their winning. I think that he's done everything that we've ever asked of him that's within reason for kind of his skill set. And I think if Miami can kind of keep in the playoff hunt, they're going to be in the mix for an all-star. And I don't know if he'll be the first pick. I mean, I think Drew Holiday and Derek White are going to be two guys that he's going to be competing against. I think he probably deserves it over Drew White. I think guys like Drew Holiday are going to be tough.
Over Drew White.
Huh?
He combined both of them.
Drew White. And Drew's missing a lot of games. So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a path. There's a path for Tyler Herro.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
Bullish.
Sounds like a chacal. Eee.
Are you
What,
bearish or bullish on Kashad Johnson getting minutes on the Heat going forward?
Compared to what he's gotten, I'm bullish. Compared to what I think he's gonna get, bearish. I don't think he's
pick one. You need to pick
all
one.
right. I'm bullish on Kashad getting minutes.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish. I fucking love this segment.
Thank you.
I just think that realistically, I think if Kevin Love misses, I think there's a chance that he can get some run, G. Like, I just think that's what it comes down to. I think he's, especially with Ware going down for G League assignment, which, by the way, if you had been following me on Twitter, this is not a surprise because it shouldn't have been a surprise. This was when we drafted him. This should have been in part of the plan. And Kashad being a 5-year senior, it just makes sense that guy's more NBA ready right now than the guy who, played 2 years in college. I'm just saying. So I'm bullish on Kashad getting some minutes, particularly if Love is out.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
Bearish or bullish on Moose being the new sound guy for Miami Heat beat?
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
Let's go,
Moose.
I think it is funny
One
because
time.
I was looking through our soundboard and I wanted to find music and and this is all I had. Okay, last one. Jimmy Butler opting in at the end of the season. Are you bearish or are you bullish on that?
I had to take the mic off, G. Because let me get personal here. We're bullish.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
We haven't had a bearish.
No, I'm not bearish on that. I think Jimmy, there's a realistic chance he opts in.
I mean,
And
Pat's saying he's definitely opting in.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know why, it was always either he's in. I mean, it was always either he gets extended or he's traded. Like, $53 million aren't there for him if he chooses them to be. I generally don't know why it was always one or the other. I think Jimmy is probably going to opt in, particularly. I hope he doesn't get hurt, but I do think there's a real possibility unless he gets blown away or has some credible offer prior to that. I just don't see us coming to an extension agreement with him. At least for the money he wants. I'll leave it at that. Maybe if there's some kind of if there's a number closer to what the Heat want instead of him, they could probably work something out. But I think they are I think there's a realistic possibility Jimmy opts in.
You threw that out in the. Hold on, wait a second.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bullish.
You threw that out after the show the other day, and I have not stopped thinking about it because I got to be honest with you, that never crossed my mind. And then you're like, dude, I have 52 million reasons why he's going to opt into that.
0.9, by the way. Yep.
The only reason I can see him not doing that is if he thinks that if he has a good enough season that he's like, this is probably my last elite season, I'm going to cash in what I can get. And I'll take the long term, and I'm sure that he'll see if the math will math. But that's the only way I could see it. But I actually never considered that he just kicks the can on this another year. And I think if you're the Heat, are you happy? If you're the Heat, are you bearish or bullish on paying that?
Bearish. I need another soundboard.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fucking love Moose, dude. This is the best show ever. I'm bearish. I'm so fucking
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
SpongeBob Moose. I'm bearish. I'm bearish.
How did I never know we had these sounds? Hold on, one more time.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
G doesn't tune into Draft Beat.
Draft Beat was the best thing that ever happened to Heat Beat, and I wasn't involved. It's hangover time, Draft Beat, and everything else.
Oh man, but I'm bearish on it, G, because I don't want to this is probably not the episode to do this on. I think we can have a different episode, but I just think if he does opt in, even if it's an opt-in and trade, I've already told I've told you guys in private, if it's an opt-in and he just, he gets traded somewhere else and he gets an extension there, we still have to bring back somewhere near the $53 million in salary. And if Jimmy decides that he's going to opt in and walk away, that means he's going to have 1 year left on his deal. So he's going to be an expiring technically off of our books. However, if we trade him, there is practically almost a 0% chance that we're going to get back $53 million in expiring money. So I just think the Heater, way to ruin the fucking vibes of the show. God damn, I don't want to be Debbie Downer.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bearish. Just, it's tough, man. It's a tough predicament to be in. I know, that's what I'm saying, Polterghost. It's not a trade. I'm just saying. He asked me a question, man. I don't know. I'm trying to, we won today. Vibes are somewhat there, I guess. We'll see you on Saturday.
Why is Chad accusing me of not paying attention? I'm gonna be real. Yeah, that's right. He's on the other side of your room. It'd be so funny if he just walked into frame. Chad accuses me of not paying attention. That's not true. I will say the fourth quarter, I was Christmas shopping. I was trying to find a stocking. I want a gold and white stocking.
Put it up, Frankie. Put it up, Frankie.
I wanted a gold and white stocking, and really the end of that game, I was just like searching through Etsy. Repeat what Lou said.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
See you.